strongly disagree with the recently adopted law in Arizona. It is a law
All right, that was President Felipe Calderon of Mexico. He spoke to Congress in May of last year and came out fighting against the Arizona law that was proposed there by the governor. You saw that he got a standing ovation in that case from at least part of the room when he spoke before Congress. Now, the governor of Arizona is today blasting a Ninth Circuit Court decision that continues the injunction against Arizona's immigration law. Governor Jan Brewer says that when the judges ruled against SB 1070, they based that decision, she believes, in part on opposition from, quote, foreign governments, mainly Mexico. So does that mean that Mexico now has a green light to influence decisions by state governments here in America? It's a very valid question. Nancy Skinner, radio talk show host, joins me now, along with Ben Ferguson, host of the Ben Ferguson Show. Ben and Nancy, welcome. Good to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
It's a very interesting, thing that is brought up here. And the Attorney General in Arizona also speaking, on behalf and in conjunction with Governor Brewer. He said, that governments should not be given a, quote, heckler's veto to establish preemption by the federal government over the state. Interesting legal question, Ben.
Yeah, but look at our own Attorney General, Eric Holder, saying, hey, we aren't going to let Arizona be Arizona. We're not going to let them have state laws that we don't like, and we will even go after them and sue them and challenge them. I mean, they're being harder on Arizona and the state legislature and the governor than they are on Mexico and their immigration issues or securing the border. Why shouldn't the United States government be securing the border? We know there's problems with crime. We know there's problems with drugs. We know there's problems with human smuggling. And we know there's problems with killing right there on the border. Jan Brewer's got to protect her citizens. That's her job. Yet our United States government and our Attorney General goes after her instead of going after the illegal immigrants. That's the part I don't understand about this administration.
As part of this Ninth Circuit Court decision, it says they gave special weight to the opposition of other governments, such as Mexico. Nancy, that it does seem odd, that any state would have to sort of take into consideration special weight from opposition from another country.
In fact, Schoolhouse Rock, Ben, it's the Constitution here, and they don't give, I want to clear up a lot of misconception, because I've read this actual ruling. And they say very clearly, the Ninth Circuit, this is what we have jurisdiction to review. We can review the lower court's decision and see if they abuse their discretion. That's all that's at stake. And there are two clauses, the Supremacy Clause and the Commerce Clause of the United States, that were brought into that. They reviewed those arguments, and it said it clearly, the United States law, congressional law, conflicts with state law. U.S. law wins. There's no question about it. Other states, knowing that they would lose this, did not adopt the same law that Arizona did.
You're going back to the prior argument, Nancy, which I understand you going there, and you're responding to what Ben had to say initially. But what about this idea of a foreign government, Mexico, which we all understand is the country that's being talked about here, having any influence? Why should we give any special deference to Mexico's feelings about an Arizona law?
They don't. They don't.
Yeah, they do. That's exactly what the ruling said.
No, it does not. Go to this is what our authority is, and this is how we're ruling. You can say in your opinions a lot of different things, but it's outlined very clearly as to what we have discretion over and what we're saying. If you mention something, that doesn't mean that was the basis of the ruling.
Nancy, the president of Mexico came at the invitation of President Barack Obama to come and talk in Congress. And guess what? The President of the United States of America said, we're going after Arizona because why? I want to buy votes. I want the Hispanic population to know that I'm on their team, and I'm willing to attack a governor and have the president of that country come to this country and say, I'm going to ridicule an American law and the United States Congress. That was where the embarrassment started, and that shows how much influence they have, that they can come here, trash in Arizona, a state of the United States of America.
Ben, obviously the President of the United States did not say, I want to buy votes in Arizona. What the President said is that we have a constitutional law. And what...
All right, panel, I'm going to have to ask you to stand by for 1 second.
What he did say is...
Ben and Nancy, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just hold on. We just have this breaking news coming across, and we've been watching some alerts coming through on this. Breaking news out of Egypt, where state TV is now reporting that former President Hosni Mubarak has suffered a heart attack during questioning of the former president of Egypt. Fox News has not confirmed this yet. We will have live breaking news on this as we find out more information coming up minutes from now. The report is that Hosni Mubarak suffered a heart attack during questioning. More on that coming right after this. All right, we're going to go back to the panel now. Sorry, we had to jump out of that. We're going to continue to follow that story as it develops. Ben, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, my main point here.
I was finishing my point about what the president said.
Finish your point, Nancy.
He
That's
said,
fine.
we will challenge it constitutionally because now 2 courts have found in his favor. But he also said there is an ethical component to this, that we don't pull over citizens and demand their papers, and that's what there is a harmful effect. That's why.
Nancy, I go back to my main point here. Why do you let a president of another nation come into the United States of America from the floor of the House of Representatives, trash one of our states that this president is supposed to represent? That's obviously saying, I want your input, I want you to tell us what you want us to do, and I'm going to take it. And the court, the Ninth Circuit, did the same thing, being a very liberal court, that the president did, said, hey, we're going to side with you in Mexico instead of our own country and one of our states in Arizona. And that's why people are angry about this.
You know, that is why people are angry about it. And there was a lot of uproar after that statement by President Calderon, and a general feeling in the country among, a lot of folks, not everyone, of course, that there was something odd about having Arizona have to defend itself and what it wants to do to protect itself against not only the Attorney General of the United States, but also against the president of another country, Nancy. Just for a moment,
well,
your thoughts
Nancy
on that.
Pelosi.
Ben,
Nancy Pelosi gave a standing ovation.
Ben, let Nancy respond. Go ahead, Nancy.
There's something odd. A lot of to go after this because it's unconstitutional. The Tea Party people should be with us on this because their strongly held belief in the Constitution. And there is something called the Supremacy Clause, and that was what needs to be protected. And lots of states did not agree with Arizona and its implementation and boycotted them because what they were doing was fundamentally wrong.
If you want to keep bringing up the Constitution, then let's talk about the fact the Constitution says that let's talk about the fact the Constitution is supposed to protect us from foreign influence, like the President of Mexico coming here and telling us what to do. If you want to talk about the Constitution, let's go there.
You don't think the president of another country can come here and state an opinion about a matter of importance? We're supposed to
bar him
from the country
one
because
of the
he doesn't
states.
like something that
I don't think when he's trashing one of the states here in the U.S.
Nancy Skinner, Ben Ferguson, hot topic. We thank you very much for being here. We've got